So seeing, how well represented, not the Steelers, but specifically Kevin Colbert and Mike Tomlin, their presence at these pro days, along with hearing Kevin Colbert say that no matter what we've done in free agency thus far, that will not deter us from drafting players at these same positions. It got me thinking. Could we really go quarterback at 20 still?
Yeah.
You getting that vibe? Because I've been getting that vibe. I'm hearing them talk. I'm seeing their actions. And I'm reading the tea leaves. I'm saying, and I'm looking at the money. Because remember, I tell you, I follow the money. I saw Trubisky's contract, and that's why I said I still think it's open deal with him and Mason in a sense.
Yeah,
because I was like
putting Mason on Rich Eisen.
I was like, the money is and what did Mason say? I like the new Mason. Mason said, I think I could beat him out. I like this energy, Mason. I like it. You haven't went full on like talk crazy just yet, and that's cool. But I like the energy. He's being more vocal. He's getting his face out there. He's letting him know, like, I'm not gonna go quietly into that dark night. No.
I gotta think that's the Steelers putting him out there too.
So you think so? I thought it was more so just him individually.
You think?
Yeah, because obviously we know he's going to be a hot topic, right? It could be the Steelers, but we know he's going to be a hot topic just because of right now he was supposed to be the predecessor. But you bring in Mitch, and Mitch, even though Mitch is a qualified quarterback, Mitch isn't above competition. Mitch's money isn't like Jameis Winston money. It definitely isn't like Deshaun Watson's money. Mm-hmm. That money that he got, it reminds me of when Matt Flynn went to Seattle with Tavares Jackson. Yeah. And then they still brought in Russ. Mm-hmm. That's when I see this. I look at that same situation and say, man, how is that any different than what we got right here? And now I'm just like, man, I do feel like, that this, if it is Mason, it's like, yo, man, I got opportunity to hear me. Let me talk a little bit. Let me talk, Whereas I think with Mitch, his Steeler stuff, I think obviously because that's the team pumping that. We haven't seen a lot of Mason with the team this offseason. It's been Mason, like you said, with Rich. It's been Mason with everybody else. Yeah. So that's why for me, I'm just like, I don't think it's the team putting him out there on these national things. I think that's him, his agent probably, because the more he's out there, not only does that help him in Pittsburgh, but it also could help him potentially somewhere else. If they're seeing this guy come up and talk, being confident in the way that we talk ourselves into Mitch, how easily could another team talk themselves into Mason in the exact same way? Oh, man, maybe he comes over here, get an opportunity to be different. Oh, get him with this team. Oh, get him with that coordinator. Oh, it'll be different. I could just see a team doing that exact same thing because that's what we're doing with Mitch. And we said if Mitch went to any other team than Pittsburgh, we wouldn't be talking about him like that. We wouldn't view him in this manner. But that's just the reality of him being here now. So I do think that part of that is, in Mason's game plan of, if it's not here, if I keep doing this, I'm out here in the public, might get on somewhere else. But
there is one team I do think we wouldn't be talking about him to high levels, but we would think, he could actually maybe turn his career around.
You would say New
Colts.
England? Oh, you went Colts.
Like if he went to the Colts, I think we
that.
could talk ourselves into, wow, Mitch might have a resurgence there.
Yeah, I can see that. Because we said, the Colts, they do have the best setup. That's why even Matt Ryan going there, I'm like,
or if he went to the Browns even, before Watson.
True. Because they would have still had a lot more money to do a lot more to build it up around him. But yeah, the Colts would have been great. I mean, like I said, I already know New England has they going
or Dolphins.
Yeah,
Dolphins.
But the Dolphins
now with their new squad.
But they're doubling down on Tua. They said they're not gonna go away from Tua. That's what they said, man. But it was like one of them things like, oh man, yeah, if Mitch was up there with Belichick, I could see that working out. No different than how we saw with Mac Jones being up there and how that worked out with him. It's like, all right, I can see those type of things working. But
I think that's why some people, a lot of national media, I know Coward's been really high on us this offseason. I think that's why they're giving Mitch to Pittsburgh like a thumbs up just because of our organization. Mm-hmm. Maybe they don't know Canada as much as we do. But as I'm saying, dude, we'll give him a year. We'll give him a year.
Well, no, because it was also funny, too, when I saw the people was like, oh, you don't know what Mitch had to do with in Chicago. He had Matt Nagy. I was like, Matt Nagy? So you know his coach going to be here? His offensive coordinator? So, all right.
He had multiple years with Nagy, though.
It's like, okay.
So we'll see with Canada. He's got a year here. He's got a year to impress us.
Okay. I mean, if you had to choose, would you take Nagy over Canada? How do you feel about either one of those guys? Are they kind of in the same boat to you?
I'd go Canada. A little more unknown because I feel like Nagy sabotaged two guys.
So you like
Trubisky
the unknown.
and Fields.
Oh, no. Fields was doing his thing. It was more so Fields just overcoming it. But as a whole, I mean, can we say the same thing about with Ben last year, right? The same concept.
He sabotaged. It was terrible.
Yeah,
it was egregious.
I just think that both of them are kind of in the same boat. Just one's a head coach, one's an OC.
The thing with Canada is like, oh, now he gets his guy. Now he gets to run the offense his way. That's the one silver lining that you could have for him going into this season.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it. I'm not happy about it because what it took to get to that point is him sabotaging the GOAT's final season. And it's terrible. It's egregious.
And I ain't gonna lie, I don't share all this optimism that y'all be having, man. Now, I say y'all because it's you, and I know, like, obviously in the chat, man, a lot of people do feel a lot more optimistic about Canada. I don't know, man. I just believe my eyes tell me. I don't try to talk myself out of what I see, man.
The system should have been a lot better last year.
I think it should have been.
I mean, we talked about it throughout the season.
I definitely think it should have been, but that was another part of the question around Matt Canada when he was promoted. It was like, we've seen his system work, but only collegially and not. It wasn't consistently working everywhere he went. But we also said, man, it really went lateral with his game plan. They don't really stretch the field. It's not as consistent as you would want in terms of how you could attack. And when you talk about taking that type of offense, putting it at the NFL level, yeah, on paper, it could be exciting. But also as a defensive guy, we could say, well, this is why I could struggle because lateral doesn't beat us. Everybody's fast in the NFL. So you're not going to outrun guys to the sidelines. You're not going to outrun guys to the perimeter. Coach Tom, that's one of the main things he harps on as a defender. You don't get beat to the perimeter, especially on certain types of downs, situational football. And if his offense is predictable like it was at times last year, well, how do we expect him to improve that? How do we expect the team to be productive on offense? And that was some of the things we ran into and why we would say, well, hey, when Ben gets to go hurry up and you kind of get away from, the cookie cutter calls and stuff like that, the offense at times will look a lot more explosive, will look a lot just more productive. But now I'm like, we don't have that Ben back there to just take over. How confident are either one of us right now in any of these quarterbacks on our roster just taking over and saying, hey, man, we're going no huddle. I'm calling it at the line of scrimmage. I don't have that confidence in these guys right now. I think they can earn it, but I don't have it right now in them.
I don't either.
Yeah.
No, we were talking about pro day, though.
Yeah. But with that being said, though, man, I do think that we could take a quarterback, though. Because that's the biggest reason we talked about it, right?
A little bummed.
Yeah. See, a little bummed.
If it's Willis, I'm mixed emotions.
What about your boy Kenny, man?
Dude,
they killed Kenny.
I just want to draft dudes that are going to play this year. That's what I want. Because Kenny versus Trubisky, right now, I don't know who could be better next year out of those two. Kenny long term. If I had to bet money, maybe I go Kenny long term. But for next year, Trubisky could have a really nice season.
Yeah.
Kenny Pickett could have a really nice season. We don't know one way or another. They're about at like the same point right now.
Yeah.
If anything, I mean, Trubisky at least showed he could be a quality starter in the NFL.
Do you think either one of these guys have franchise quarterback ceiling?
Any of the rookies?
No, between Mitch and Kenny Pickett. Yeah.
Between those two? Yeah, I do think they have that ceiling. What percent? I don't know. What percent does that happen? Is it 10%? I think they at least have that ceiling.
Okay.
Yeah. Like who's
but
more
I guess what I'm trying to figure out,
likely
what makes it
to reach
a chance
that? I don't know.
if it's a 10% chance? Whereas if I asked you, hey, do you think Baker could be a franchise quarterback? Done. But you see how you were just like, no, he's done.
Yeah.
Even though track record, I think that he's the better quarterback of all those guys we just mentioned. If we're talking about today, I don't think it's a debate. I think that he's better than all those guys.
I think he's just physically limited too. That's what hurts him.
Okay.
Like if you want to compare,
his hand's bigger than Kenny's though. So does that mean that mean Kenny's is physically limited? This is
Vic had 8.5 hands.
No. But Vic was Vic.
Well, and Pickett's grew too. It grew in 8th inch. You see that? He used handstands.